Dr. Anthony Harper here, blessed to be with member of Knesset.
Galit Distel. You can call me Galit.
Galit. Well, thank you for joining me on a very important issue. Briefly to address, what is your role in promoting the Holy Bible in the Israeli
Education system?
Yes.
Well, big role, actually, and I'm so pleased because I had a committee only opened it last year for 1 year, and somehow we managed to show the Israeli parents, especially those who send their kids to schools, that there's basically no learning or studying the Bible at all. I mean, it's in the curriculum. Parents think that their kids are learning something, but once you check school by school, you see that many schools simply don't teach because they don't have teachers that specify in this subject, or because they change the subject into something more progressive, and the Bible is not a book that can educate young liberal kids because it's not progressive enough or feminist enough or liberal enough. And once I did this committee and threw it through social media for all parents to see, that created a huge pressure from the parents to the government and the Minister of Education, because of this really hard and good job that we've did, the committee, not only me, transferred 100 millions, I think, for new studies for the Bible, to establish the Bible in the schools. And it's just the starting point. I'm going to go until the end and see it through.
Okay. In addition to what related to that is how have progressive civil servants interfered with the Holy Bible in the Israeli education system?
Well, you have this program in Israel, and it's called Geffen. And it's like a supermarket of opinions, right? And everyone can put his product on, almost everyone can put his product on the supermarket, and then the principals at every school goes to the supermarket and chooses what they want. And once I've checked this Geffen supermarket, this this huge digital store of opinions, I found out that there are many anti-Judaism products. You can call them progressive, but we already know that the line that differentiate between progressive and anti-Semitism is very thin right now. And all the, the Judeo-Christianity principles, those principles, these moral principles that basically created the Western society, are being demolished now because they are not fashionable enough, they are not progressive enough. And these organizations somehow managed to put their products in this huge supermarket of opinions, and principals are taking it and implying it in the classes. And parents are not aware of this phenomena because the Israeli society, most of it is traditional, is conservative. We're a conservative country. We're very liberal in many aspects, of course we are, but we like our identity. We love our identity. We thrive by our identity. Most of us think that our Jewish identity is the main reason for us to claiming this land, which is ours, according to the Bible. And somehow, the Bible is just not good enough anymore for little kids in Israel, in the one and only Jewish state in the world. Unbelievable.
It sounds like what President Trump has been involved with, endorsing the Holy Bible that he did not too long ago, and calling the nation to return to the Judeo-Christian heritage. And so, are you? How are you saying that the lack of doing that is really threatening Israel's security?
Of course, because identity is strength. You send in Israel, you have to send every 18-year boy or girl to the army, to the battlefield. If you don't have a strong sense of identity, you won't understand why are you fighting against those enemies. Why are you the just and right side? Even though you're the stronger side, you're still just and right. Why are we here even? What are we doing in this very violent and troubled neighborhood that's called the Middle East. What are we doing here? If you don't have the answers from preschool until you graduate, truly and thoroughly understand why are we here and who we are, it's for me, it's a huge damage to our security. Absolutely, yes.
You know, President Trump has called for...
God bless his soul, really. If I can only say, this man is remarkable. He's a true ally. He understands that Israel should not, wave, hey, we have great technology, we have the Silicon Valley, we are great in innovation. No. The truth is in the Bible, this book that is in every person's house. There is where God's words are, this land is for my people, the people of Israel. And we should not be apologetic about it or shy about it. I know I see sometimes Israeli diplomats not taking this huge issue and saying it or throwing it in their interviews. It's always very utilitarian or practical. It's never about the basics, and the basics are that the most popular book in the world right now and forever says specifically, this is where the Jewish people should live. And we've lived here for thousands of years. We nominated kings here. We cultivated the land here. It was as close as it gets to a sovereign modern country. More years, way more years than the Americans live in America. So we've returned home, and nobody knows it because we're too shy to say it.
President Trump has honored Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and I know that recently there has been a vote in this in the Knesset here about Israel's sovereignty over Judea and Samaria and the Jordan Valley. So, what would you like to comment, finally, as a member of the Knesset, to say about the sovereignty over those areas?
Well, first of all, just look at the terminology. They don't call it anymore Judea and Samaria. They call it the West Bank. Why? To bleach out the fact that Judea, as in Jews, these land are ours from thousand years ago. And I think that it's a very important declarative, and not only declarative, action to say, yes, it's ours, it's under our control, it's our land, and we're not going to be shy about it anymore.
Well, thank you, Knesset Member Galit Distel.
Thank you, Anthony.
It's great to join you. Thank you
You
for
too.
sharing these so important
If you
issues.
ever get to see President Trump, please tell him that there's one parliament woman in Israel that simply admires him, and thank him from the bottom of my heart.
I plan to soon. Thank you.
Thank you.